The Shadow Cabinet of Jamaica, usually known simply as the Shadow Cabinet, is, in the Westminster system of government in traditional constitutional theory, an alternative to the cabinet who scrutinize their corresponding Cabinet of Jamaica ministers, develop alternative policies, and hold the government to account for its actions and responses. Since February 2016, the People's National Party has been His Majesty's loyal opposition in Jamaica, and its leadership therefore forms the current Shadow Cabinet.
To the nation is that the Jamaica Labour Party retains 7 municipal corporations with a clear lead. The PNP has 4, and there are 2 that are reported to the TAN. So, without question, the Jamaica Labour Party has won the municipal elections, without question. The 2 municipal corporations that are tied, we should have some definitive results on those in a few days, possibly by Wednesday. But as you know, these elections, as it was in they go through recounts, and where there are very close margins, there is the potential for change. So right now, the most definitive result that we can see is that the Jamaica Labour Party owns 7 municipal corporations, which is the majority of the corporations. The ties are the KJP and at this point, Clarendon. And as I said, those will probably go through magisterial recalls. How do you interpret this? How do you interpret this? Well, if we look at what existed before, the PNP retained Clarendon, retained Western, which they had Hanover, Manchester, and the Jamaica Labour retained all that it had, which was Trelawney, St. Mary, St. James, St. Elizabeth, St. Thomas, and Portland. So, how do you interpret this? Clearly, the people of Jamaica maintain confidence in the government of the Jamaica Labour Party. Clearly, if this were a general election, the Jamaica Labour Party would still be the government of Jamaica, which is the result. So there is no, in my opinion, as I had expected, the results would largely be the same. Now, there are issues that have come up in the country, which the government has been seized on and recognized. And I think the people have, in their wisdom, found a way to communicate these issues through the ballot to the government. The government cannot ignore this. As we went around the country, every member of parliament, every councillor contesting would have come up with the issues of road and water. These are not issues that originated in the Jamaica Labour Party. These have been long-standing issues of the Jamaica have been suffering. But we know that people's expectations have risen. I made the observation that there are more cars in Jamaica that ever before.
So I'm to running water in them house too.
Recognizes that this has been an impact on the poll, but it is clearly not to the point where the public believes that the Jamaica Labour Party has not done anything. So we see this poll as an expression of frustration, and if the government interprets this as we need to step up the pace of getting the I think without question, the country sees that we have managed the economy well, and we continue to be the political party that has the best capability and competence to deliver the results that they need. So I want to therefore congratulate all the councillors who have won, both in the JLP and in the PNP. I want to thank the voters who participated in the election. As I said earlier, it is good for Jamaica's democracy. It shows that our institutions are strong. And I thoroughly enjoyed the campaign. I was very happy to have the opportunity once again to go out and do what I like to do, which is to meet my people, interact with them, and explain to them what the direction is.
Gee, I was happy.
Contort the results into a victory. In no calculus is set towards a victory, none whatsoever for the opposition. It does. So I know that there are those who will try to contort it. And at the end of the day, things largely remain the same as it is in terms of what the results showed in 2016. The KCAC was very close. Clarendon, again, very close. But we will take this election results and interpret it honestly and do what is necessary to continue to maintain and grow the support of the Jamaican.
I feel something fishy going on KCAC and Clarendon.
Voters who participated and congratulate all the councillors.
Them two grown there.
From TVJ, two quick questions. First of all, with the momentum now with the JLP, should Jamaicans expect to go back to the polls later this year for a general election?
It's a very good question. I have given it some thought, but I won't share them just now. The truth is, we have work to do. And we have to be careful about elections. I get the sense that people are more interested in getting their roads fixed and their water supplies connected. And for the months remaining to the constitutional due date, I can assure you that the government will be working very hard to have those top items dealt with. You know, I think if you allow me to just begin, when we did our survey of issues of concern, coming out of 2020 and 2016, you will notice
issues we should have not continue from 1979, from 1980, Hurricane Allen.
And we know clear message from. They say you are the political party that has the ability and the competence to generate the resources to treat the problems you have been suffering for 50 years to get it done. We hear you, and we're going to work very hard. We have announced the Spark program. We did that last year, and that is budgeted and ready to go. We will have a similar program for water, which we will announce shortly.
Ian, I remember, since you're on the Spark program, opposition MP Julian Robinson had raised concerns about the terms of reference for consultations in Parliament. Have those issues been addressed?
I'm not sure what the concerns were. I was very clear that the consultation would include both MPs and there was an attempt again to misdirect and mislead that the allocations are only for MPs. This allocation is being done by different routes from other allocations. There is an allocation to the constituency, which will include a significant consultative process, and therefore MPs and councils will have to work together with the community of interest to come to the priorities of the roads that we will do. Bearing in mind allocations that we are making would not hit every road all at once. Physically not possible, administratively not possible, and therefore we have to select priorities, get them done within a short period of time, and then go to another site. What our economy has given us is the certainty, if we continue to find the economy that we could have contract allocation of this level to address the roads. And believe me, I will say, I traveled on the road during the campaign, and it's justified. People are justified in local communities in particular, in being concerned about the roads. And what?
And finally, from me, before I give it to my other colleagues, Prime Minister, the Auditor General has issued a report talking about 22-point disclaimers for municipal corporations who can't afford to, who can't account for billions of dollars that were either allocated to them or being spent. What is the plan to improve accountability in the municipal corporation?
And I decide the Minister of Finance to speak generally on the Auditor General statement. But the other part of the question before I I've said before on the platform that I campaign that I believe that there needs to be greater attention to accountability of our municipal corporation and how they work. Some persons have tried to roll this up into some form of local government reform, which suggests that local government has special form of reform. The truth is that local government is an administrative arm of government, like any other administrative arm of government. They fall under the DBMA and the other regulations of government, and greater attention and enforcement is needed to ensure accountability in this regard. So I will ask the Minister to just run the with you.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Just want to say that this government that has provided Auditor General with the funds to engage in audits of municipal corporations which were backed up for several years. So a few years ago, I took a look at it and realized that, wait a minute, the Auditor General is required to produce audited statements of municipal corporations' activities, but that duty was not undertaken for a very, very long time, meaning the last audit was over a long period of time ago. I can't remember whether it's a decade or 9 years.
In the 90s.
A long time ago. This administration looked at it and said, this is a problem for public trust. This is a problem for accountability. And we engaged with the Auditor General and provided resources. I believe the resources were about $300 million for a project to be undertaken to look at all of the entities of which municipal corporations are a part, broader than that, where there is a backlog of audits. And it's through that project that we are able to, the Auditor General is able now to make progress on that backlog. Now, what you're going to find as that happens is that issues that have to do with periods before the current period are going to arise. Yeah? So when the reports come out, initially the reports won't be for this year or for last year, but it will be starting when the backlog would have occurred. You understand? But the way in which I think it ought to be interpreted is that the government is committed to ensuring that there is accountability across all all entities, including municipal corporations, by funding the Auditor General to ensure that what has been the norm in Jamaica for a long time, that we've gone years without audit, that no longer continues. That is a sign of our commitment.
So the idea that local government needs a special reform, local government needs to be treated like another entity of central government and face all the administrative and regulatory procedures and made to comply with them, which is what the Minister of Finance also said. The fact that we're getting reports that preceded even our term should be carefully interpreted that much of what you're seeing is not as a result of our term of government, but we are the government that would have put in place the measures, the staff, the accountability.
And just for the listeners who might be hearing the exchange and not understanding the period of time we're talking about, the report to which you refer,
So, okay.
Went back to 2006, all the way up to 2013 or thereabouts. So it's not for the current year, it's for a period of time. But it's this government that has provided the funds that works to be produced.
So 2006. Who take over government in 2006 up to about 2009, 10?
Because it does give me an opportunity to take a very serious look at how our local governments work, how the municipal corporations work. Because as I go around the country, there is a call for more funding. When you talk to people in local government, it appears to be that the solution is more money. And what I'm picking up from people is that yes, they want to see more resources, but they also want more service. They want more interaction, they want to see their councillors, they want to be able to lay their complaints. They want more leadership in community issues. And therefore, the role of the councillor, which has just been reduced to a kind of transactional agent, that has to be rethought. And the councillor has to be more of a community leader that brings the community together to find local solutions to the problem. And not just local service problems, but what we want our community to do. And there's so many communities that have great potential, great assets. The question is, how do you mobilize the stakeholders to utilize those assets to define the community? So, going forward, having had the campaign and having seen some of the glaring gaps, you can look forward.
You used the word stakeholder in this a while ago.
Local government structure.
Who are the stakeholders you're talking about? Is it some foreign people or the local people of them communities?
The census is ongoing. Minister, you could answer.
Yeah. Thank you, Kimon, for that question. The census is in the final stage of being completed with the data capture process having come to an end and the analytical process being underway.
Not so much in your argument.
At a time when we can focus on that as a subject material. So we're coming to the end.
The shivel out or something.
Phase of the census process.
So is it that data gathering is complete? Because there are concerns, and I've seen it. I have not participated. So I'm wondering where exactly are we now? Is it that data has been collected and they're analyzing now to finalize everything? I don't understand.
Yes, the data gathering stage is at completion, and they're in the analytical stage of the census process.
You gotta try to save him. Or you go incorporate him, just tell us,
Please in one very quickly. Minister, apology from the central bank this week regarding the overestimation of the impact of the increase in JUTC bus fares on inflation. We heard what you had to say about standing by that decision, but the opposition has maintained that it is a bad policy decision. Is it that there's going to be another measure to help to temper inflation? What are you going to be doing about it?
This government has made a habit, a good habit, of providing targeted intervention for members of segments of the population that are in need of such intervention. Targeted, what we mean is that the vast majority of the resources go to the intended group, an intended population, and that's a population where the need can be demonstrated.
You sure you get what you man ask us, eh?
Reduction in bus fares is something that we're very proud of. There are approximately 30 to 40,000 persons on an annual basis who, 30 to 40,000 persons who take the JUTC, and largely these are persons who are not on major incomes, and we're happy that they're able to benefit from a reduction in the fares of the JUTC from $100 to $70, and come April 1st, from $100 in December to $50, half price fare. And we think that for persons on small incomes, for persons on minimum wage, this is a material difference in costs, so much so that the JUTC has seen an upsurge in usage as a result of the lower fees. It would have been happier if the impact on inflation would have been greater, but the impact on human life is significant. Persons were making, as I said, minimum wage is a major part of their income.
What's Minister of Finance? As I reflect on your statement, and I reflect on the opposition spokesman, I recall him being a great proponent of the government taking almost $40 billion of the budget to give grants and to just give away. You recall? You would where that was his recommendation. Was that bad policy then?
It's a hypocritical stance. I mean, we call it poor habit. This is a government that is providing support to members of the traveling public who are on smaller incomes. And we're providing that support by reducing what is a major cost for them. $100 a day, then two directions, $200 times 5 is $1,000. If you're making $13,000 a week, what we have done is to say, instead of taking $1,000 to pay for your bus fare, you pay $500. Everywhere in the world, that is good policy.
Wow. Instead of only pay the people them £66.67 a week. Increase that. And talk about good policy.
And all Jamaica can see that.
Finally, now from me, really finally, will you be removing the hedge tax on fuel?
That is a narrative framing that is incorrect. There's no hedge tax on fuel.
The hedge on fuel.
There's no hedge on fuel, Andrea. You're bought into a narrative.
Finally, from me, the income tax threshold. Anything definitive now on that?
There is a threshold.
There is a threshold. There ain't no hedge tax, but there is a threshold. Yeah. So, look, this is the government that has presided over unprecedented period in Jamaica's history of no new taxes every single year for 6 consecutive years. This is the government that has reduced taxes One, by increasing the threshold.
You need to try talk to Capo.
And also by reducing GCC.
Capo a bigger accountant than you.
Number of taxes.
And see what Capo say. The Capo firm supposed to have some figures.
Of their own resources, and we trust them to spend it wisely. It is this government's position to revise the income tax threshold upwards whenever the opportunity presents itself. Let me say this: you will not have to. You won't need to wait on any.
Yeah, box shuffle too much.
For that to happen. This government will address the income tax